I found out that Harper was going to do this in June, and I thought, oh my God, I cannot make a fool of myself on the mound at Yankee Stadium. So I have to work out all summer, and I did. I threw, not every day because you're not supposed to throw every day, but every other day probably, or every third day, all summer. And by the end of the summer, I could throw 60 feet 6 inches. And I had asked Koufax for help and advice, and it's like, he said, how far can you throw it? This was in June. I said, probably 40 to 45 feet at this point, regularly to a target. And he said, stand 30. Okay. He said, whatever you do, don't go to the mound. But I was tempted because I really worked hard. And then in the last week or so, right before the event, which was September 21st, my arm started to go dead. And when I got to the stadium, which was, you know, the coolest day ever, my kids were there, and I was wearing my Yankee jacket that Justice John Paul Stevens gave me, and, you know, I was flying. I find out that they won't let me warm up. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't warm up? How am I supposed to go out there? You know, I can't just go out there and throw at 60 feet or even 30 feet. And they wouldn't let me warm up. It was like, it happened in, you know, the blink of an eye. They said, okay, now it's time to go. I had just signed 200 books, so my arm was already exhausted and, you know, cramped up. And they take us down to the bowels of the stadium. And, you know, you bear in mind, this is not Yankee Stadium. They call it Yankee Stadium, but it is not Yankee Stadium. And Emma and Nick, my kids, could come with me, and we come up through the visiting clubhouse, which was the Orioles that day, walk behind home plate, you know, into the screen, and the guy's saying to me, he's walking really fast, and he says, okay, as soon as they call your name, go on out, throw it and come back. So he finishes the sentence, and the you know, announcer says, and now throwing out the first pitch, you know, author James, and I go, oh my God, he wasn't kidding. So I remembered to skip over the baseline because that's bad luck. So I did that. And I remembered to wave my hat. I was wearing my Bustin' Babes hat in honor of the Barnstorming Tour from 27, which is the subject of the book, or it's the occasion for the book. And I started to go to the mound, and I went, no, Sandy will kill me. And so I came back in, and I thought, no, that's too girly. I got to go back out. So and my daughter said, Mom, you threw a curve. It just like went down. Now, according to one videotape, it looks like the ball bounced. But according to another videotape, it looks like the catcher actually didn't have to move and caught it, and it broke down and, you know, in on a left-handed hitter.